You've invested in structured literacy instruction. The Talewinds Decodable Readers were built to make that investment work in your classroom every day with every student. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to use Talewinds Decodable Readers. From the first time you open a book to running a full week of structured literacy instruction. Talewinds is published by Brainspring. These are phonics-aligned, sequenced decodable readers spanning kindergarten through 3rd grade. There are 2 collections. The Hummingbird collection focuses on kindergarten through 1st grade skills, and the Bluebird collection, which covers grades 2 and 3. What makes these books different is that they were built for cumulative practice. Reoccurring characters carry across the stories. The illustrations complement the text without giving away the words. And every book maps directly to a specific phonics skill in a specific sequence. Today we'll look at how to read the book cover, how to use the scope and sequence alignment chart, how to run whole group and small group instruction, how to use the teacher guide resources, and what a full week looks like when everything works together. So let's begin. Before you teach your first lesson, spend 2 minutes with the cover of any Talewinds book. Everything you need to prepare is right there. There are 5 components on every cover. First, the book number and AB design. Every story comes in 2 parts, an A book and B book. This gives students a real reason to keep reading. Second, the focus skill. This is the new phonics skill the book is built around. For example, vowel teams AI, EA, and OA. This is a skill you've just taught and now students are reading it in connected text. Third, skill words. These are the decodable words from the story that use the focus skill. Use this list with students before reading. For pre-teaching, for speed word practice, or a quick warm-up, it's already curated for you. Fourth, red words. These are the high-frequency, irregular words students need to recognize automatically. Words like says, look, or your. They're in the story and students need to be able to recognize them before they begin reading. Fifth, story words. These are words outside the phonics scope that are included for narrative interest. Vocabulary that makes the story richer. Pre-teach these so decoding doesn't get interrupted by an unfamiliar word. Now flip to the back cover. You'll find age-appropriate comprehension questions scaffolded by hierarchy, starting at recall and moving up through inference, evaluation, and beyond. You don't have to create the questions, they are provided for you. You'll also see a list of previous, current, and upcoming titles. That's your built-in scope reference. You can see exactly where you are in the sequence and where you're headed next. And there's a QR code. Scan it and you'll go straight to the online teacher guide, which we'll look at in detail later. It updates continuously so you always have the most current resources. Everything a teacher needs to prepare a lesson is right on the book itself. This is the engine of the whole system. The Phonics First to Talewinds alignment chart connects every week of your Phonics First curriculum to the exact books that match. Let me walk you through how to use it. Step 1, find your week. Let's say you're in week 25 of year 1. You've just taught the introduction to vowel teams in lessons 314, 315, and 316, covering AI, EA, and OA. You go to the chart, find week 25, and look across the row. Step 2, pull the books. The chart tells you exactly which books to reach for. For week 25, that's Hummingbird Books 27A, The Beach Hunt, and 27B, The Sand Beast. No searching, no guessing, the alignment chart does the curriculum mapping for you. Step 3, understand the notes. You'll see a footnote indicating that weeks without a corresponding book are review weeks. That's intentional. Use previously taught books for additional practice and fluency building during those weeks. Step 4, look ahead. Check the back cover of book 27A and you'll see the next pair of books listed. You can plan a week ahead with one glance. As students move through the books, their phonics knowledge builds systematically, and so does the complexity of the text. The scope and sequence does the curriculum mapping for you. Your job is to teach. Let's walk through a whole group lesson using books 27A and 27B as our working example. Step 1, introduce the focus skill. Before you open the book, spend 2 to 3 minutes reinforcing the skill. Use the skill words list to complete an activity. Rapid reading, quick word sorts, time drills, whatever gets students moving through those patterns quickly and confidently. Step 2, pre-teach red words and vocabulary. For Book 27B, the red words are says, look, your, and some. The story words are prizes and day. Introduce these before reading so students aren't interrupted mid-sentence by an unfamiliar word. For Tier 2 vocabulary, use the introduction cycle from the Vocabulary Activities Guide. Give a child-friendly definition, use it in context, offer examples, add a mnemonic, and build in retrieval practice. Step 3, model read. Read the text aloud first. Let students hear what fluent, expressive reading sounds like. Be intentional about your prosody. Pause at commas, let your voice rise at a question mark, slow down at complex sentences. You're modeling what reading feels like, not just what it sounds like. Step 4, choral read, reading together. Every student participates. This builds confidence and gives everyone a supported pass through the text before they read independently. Step 5, comprehension. Because books A and B are a 2-part story, comprehension develops across both. Use the before, during, and after framework. Before reading, ask, what do you think this book might be about? What clues does the title give you? During reading, prompt, does that make sense? What's happening in that sentence? After reading, go to the back inside cover. Start with the recall questions, then move up toward inference and evaluation as your group is ready. Small group is where decodable readers do their most powerful work. Here, you can match students to the right book, the right skill, and the right level of support. When forming groups, use assessment data to group by phonics readiness, not by reading level alone. A student who's solid on closed syllables but new to vowel teams needs Book 27, not a leveled reader at their grade-determined reading level. The phonics stage drives the grouping. Before you pull a group, know which accuracy level you're working at. Independent level is 95% or higher. The student reads with minimal guidance. Instructional level is 90 to 94%, the right zone for supported small group work. Below 90% is frustration level. Go back to an earlier book and build from there. Start with a 2-minute speed word warm-up using the skill words from the inside front cover. Complete rapid reading, then a quick sort by phonics pattern. Follow with 1 to 2 minutes of phonological and phonemic awareness. Tie it directly to the focus skill. For vowel teams, try a phoneme segmentation or blending activity. For example, I'll say a word in slow motion. T, e, t. Put it together, treat. Then move into scaffolded reading. Students read aloud while you listen and mark errors using fluency notation, omitted words, substitutions, self-corrections, insertions, repetitions. That data tells you exactly what to work on next. Targeted strategy work comes from what you observed. If a student is struggling with multisyllable words, walk through the syllabication steps. If fluency is the issue, work on phrasing and scooping with the fluency passage. If meaning is breaking down, use stop and check metacognitive prompts and a graphic organizer for story elements. Then do a quick comprehension check. 2 or 3 questions from the inside back cover match to the group's readiness level. Recall for early readers, inference or theme for more advanced groups. Close with an optional 2 to 3 minute writing extension, a sentence stem tied to the story using the focus skill pattern. One more thing, every book lists its word count. That number is there so you can calculate reading fluency quickly, or words correct per minute, without counting yourself. It saves time and makes progress monitoring seamless. Everything you just saw, the comprehension questions, the vocabulary strategies, the fluency passages, the phonological awareness activities, it's all in the Digital Teacher's Guide, organized and ready to use. Here's a quick look at what's there and when to reach for it. The How to Use guide is your starting point. Book components, purpose, getting started overview, read this first. The Scope and Sequence in Phonics First alignment document is for weekly planning. Match your Phonics First lesson to the right books. The Decoding Strategies guide covers both whole and small group instruction, multisensory activities, phonological awareness tasks, syllabication steps, the scaffolded reading protocol, and speed word strategies. Fluency activities and fluency passages are for progress monitoring. Use the passages to calculate words correct per minute. A prosody rubric is included. Reassess every 4 to 5 stories. Vocabulary activities and vocabulary lists support pre-teaching and extension. There, you'll also find the Tier 2 word introduction cycle, word ladders, and vocabulary wall templates. Comprehension activities include the before, during, after framework, metacognitive anchor charts, graphic organizers, and text structure activities by type. Writing prompts are grade-level prompts tied to Bloom's taxonomy. And remember, the comprehension questions on the back inside cover of every book can double as writing prompts. Assessment options cover WCPM calculation, running record symbols, and oral reading fluency norms by grade and percentile. And ELL considerations include dialogue role-play for prosody practice, semantic mapping, figurative language support, and grammar extension activities using the book text itself. You don't need to use every resource every week. Think of the teacher guide as a toolbox. Reach for what your students need. Let's put it all together with a sample week. Week 25, books 27A and 27B, vowel teams. Monday, you finished Phonics First lessons 314, 315, and 316. Introduce book 27A in whole group. Model read, choral read, read word practice. Students leave knowing the story isn't over yet. They'll find out what happens in book B. Tuesday, small group with book 27A, fluency passage warm-up, speed words, scaffolded reading, 2 comprehension questions from the back inside cover. Wednesday, introduce 27B in whole group. Pre-teach the new vocabulary, choral read, graphic organizer for story structure. Thursday, small group with book 27B. Syllabication or phrasing work is needed based on Tuesday's observations. Provide a writing prompt. Friday, fluency check, comprehension questions, writing extension, then take 30 seconds to scan the back inside cover of book 27B. The next pair of books is already listed. You're ready for the next week. 1 alignment chart, 1 pair of books, a full week of structured, connected literacy instruction. Decoding, fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, and writing all working together. Talewinds Decodable Readers were built to work with the instruction you're already doing, not around it. All the resources we discussed today are available at brainspring.com/teacher-guide, and the QR code on the back of every book takes you there directly. If you're implementing Talewinds across a school or district and want support, reach out to Brainspring at partnerships@brainspring.com. We're here to help you make structured literacy work for every student in your classroom.